myself Bhumi Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. Today's our topic is time response analysis for the second order system in the unit number 4, the performance of the feedback control system. So first of all we know about what is the transfer function of the second order system. So the transfer function is the nothing but the ratio of output upon input C of s upon R of s, that is equal to omega n square upon s square to zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Okay, now we have put the different value of zeta for this particular transfer function and find out the actual response of the system. Okay, so here zeta is the damping ratio of the system and omega n is the natural frequency of the system. So we can apply the unit step input for this particular closed loop system. So the equation will become C of s, that is equal to R of s into omega n square upon s square to zeta omega n s plus omega n square. Okay, now we have to find the value of C of s. So C of s is equal to 1 by s into omega n square upon s square to zeta omega n s plus omega n square. Now we have to find out the roots for the denominator term. So the denominator term is s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Apply the equation minus b plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Put the value of a, b, c in this equation. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2 zeta omega n and c is equal to omega n square. So the equation will become minus 2 zeta omega n plus or minus under root of 4 zeta square omega n square minus 4 into 1 into omega n square divided by 2 into a. Okay, so we can get minus 2 zeta omega n plus or minus omega n under root of 4 zeta square minus 4 divided by 2. So we can get the two value s1 and s2, that is equal to minus zeta omega n plus or minus omega n under root of zeta square minus 1. Okay, now so the equation of output C of s, that is equal to minus omega n square upon s in this bracket s plus zeta omega n plus omega n under root of zeta square minus 1 in the another bracket s plus zeta omega n minus omega n under root of zeta square minus 1. Now case number 1, if the value of the zeta is between 1 and infinite, that is 1 less than zeta less than infinite. So the output equation omega n square upon s plus k1 and s plus k2. What is the value of k1? K1 is equal to zeta omega n plus omega n under root of zeta square minus 1 and k2 is equal to zeta omega n minus omega n under root of zeta square minus 1. Now use the partial fraction method. Okay, and find out the value of a, b and c. So we can get the value of the poles are real, negative and unequal, and that is minus k1 and minus k2. So if we want to find out the inverse Laplace for this equation, so the inverse Laplace of the 1 by s is equal to c as s plus b as it is, and inverse Laplace of 1 upon s plus k1, that is equal to e raised to minus k1t, and the inverse Laplace of 1 upon s plus k2, that is equal to e raised to minus k2t. Okay, so if we want to draw the response time versus the output c of t, we can get this type of response where we can fix the value of output c of t, that is equal to 1. So this type of response is known as the overdamped response. Okay, now case number 2, if we can put zeta is equal to 1. So C of s, that is equal to omega n square upon s in this bracket s plus omega n whole square. Now again use the partial fraction method. We can get a by s plus b by s plus omega n plus c by s plus omega n whole square. Now we have to find the inverse Laplace of C of S. So that C of t that is equal to CSS, because the inverse Laplace of 1 by S is equal to CSS plus B as it is, and the inverse Laplace of 1 upon S plus omega n, that is equal to e raised to minus omega n t plus C, and the inverse Laplace of 1 upon S plus omega n whole square, that is equal to t into e raised to minus omega n t. Okay, so this type of response is known as the critical damped system. Now case number 3, if the zeta is between 0 and 1. Okay, as you notice, as you observe, then most of the examples we can get the value of zeta that is equal to 0.4, 0.5, 0.7, 0.8. It is always less than 1. Okay, so the equation of the output C of S, that is equal to omega n square upon S in the bracket S plus zeta omega n minus j omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square in the another bracket S plus zeta omega n plus j omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square. So we can get omega n square upon S square 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Again, apply the partial fraction, we can get a by s plus bs plus c upon x square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. We can take the inverse Laplace for this equation. The output of C of t, that is equal to CSS plus k e raised to minus zeta omega nt sin omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square t plus theta. For that you have to find out the value of b and c, and then you have to take the inverse Laplace for this particular equation. Okay, so if we want to draw the response, we can get some oscillation, and after some time we can get some fixed value. So this type of response is known as the underdamped system. Now the fourth case is zeta is equal to 0, when the value of the damping ratio is exactly 0. So the output equation C of S, that is equal to omega n square upon S in the bracket S plus j omega n in the another bracket S minus j omega n. So that is equal to omega n square upon S bracket S square plus omega n square equal to a by s plus bs plus c x square plus omega n square. Take the inverse Laplace for this equation, we can get C of t, that is equal to CSS plus k sin omega n t plus theta. Okay, so if we want to draw the response for zeta is equal to 0, we can get some oscillation. Okay, so this type of response is known as the undamped system. So depending upon the different value of zeta, we can get the error. Okay, so if we can get the error in the steady state response, this error is known as the steady state error. As you know, in the transient response we can get the maximum error. So if steady state there is a no error between input and output, so it is the best response. Okay, so as we discussed earlier, omega n is nothing but the natural frequency of the oscillation or undamped natural frequency. Omega d is equal to damped frequency of the oscillation, and the zeta omega n, that is equal to damping factor or the actual damping or the damping coefficient. So for the equation A, if we want to find out the two pole, so we can get minus zeta omega n plus j omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square, and minus zeta omega n minus j omega n under root of 1 minus zeta square. Okay, so depending upon the different value of zeta, we can get the four response. The first one is the underdamped, where the value of the zeta is between 0 and 1, and we can get two complex conjugative pole. Here you can see that. The second is response have damped oscillation with the overshoot and the undershoot. So this type of response is known as the underdamped response. Here we can get the two oscillation with the overshoot and the undershoot. The third one is the undamped, when the zeta is exactly 0, when the system has two imaginary poles. That means we can get the two poles at the imaginary axis, and omega n is with the system oscillation. So the damped frequency will be always less than the underdamped frequency because of the value of the zeta. So the response will be like this, and in the critical damped system when the zeta is equal to 0, we can get the two real and the equal pole. That means we can get the two pole where the value of the two pole is real and the equal. And in the overdamped when the zeta is greater than 0, system has two real and the distinct poles as shown in the figure, and we can get the response like this. Okay, time t versus output c of t. Okay, so using the different value of the damping ratio, we can find the system response for this particular closed loop system. Thank you everyone. If anyone have doubt regarding this topic,